welcome back, and if you're new, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Amanda.
And today we're going to be doing a 24-hour read-a-thon with popular Booktok books.
We honestly really need to do this because we have been slacking this month on our reading.
Slacking for the past couple months.
I think this will be a good opportunity for us to get some reading in.
So we know everyone does it in a different way. We are just going to set the timer for 24 hours and see how many books we can read in that time. We're not going to stop the timer for anything. We're just going to see how much we can get read. It's almost 9 a.m. We woke up early for this. You'll never see it again. We plan to read just from 9 a.m. today to 9 a.m. tomorrow.
So the first books that we picked are actually books that we have started a few days ago. I know I'm only a few chapters in. I think same for you. So the first book that I picked out is One True Loves by Jenkins Reid. This one has been everywhere. When I read the synopsis for this book, I was immediately like, okay, I need to read this. It's very unique and fresh and heartbreaking. It's about a girl named Emma who marries her high school sweetheart Jesse. Jesse goes on this helicopter over the Pacific Ocean and the helicopter goes missing. He just never returns again. He's therefore seen as gone forever. So Emma moves back to her hometown to be close to her family. A few years go by and she reconnects with an old friend from high school named Sam. They end up falling in love and getting engaged. And 3.5 years later, they find Jesse and he's coming back home. That whole time he was like trying to get back to her. She thought he was dead.
So the first book I had picked out for this is Confess by Colleen Hoover. I feel like all of her books are kind of just always trending in some way. I have been seeing this one around lately, so I'm so excited to get started on it. You've already read it and you really liked it.
Yes. Everything by Colleen Hoover I love though.
Right.
So.
It's about a girl named Auburn and she's trying to rebuild her shattered life. She ends up moving to Dallas, Texas. She's not looking for a relationship right now, but she walks into this art studio and meets a guy named Owen. He is an artist who takes people's anonymous confessions and turns them into art. Colleen tells you that all the confessions are real from people who submitted them to her, which makes them 10 times more heartbreaking and just powerful because some of these confessions are crazy. I loved the fact that Colleen asked readers to submit their own confessions. They hit it off really early. They start to bond. She ends up catching feelings for Owen, but there's a lot standing in their way and all kinds of secrets begin to unfold. So it's currently 8:59 a.m. on Wednesday the 25th. We are gonna get started. We are gonna start reading right now. We're gonna read about halfway and then give you guys our first update. Okay, we're back. We just finished about half of our books. Something that I found really strange was while I was reading, there was a lot of parts in the writing I felt were kind of cringy. I don't know why. I don't recall that being a pattern in Colleen books. It's not enough for me to not enjoy the book. I just find it distracting because there are little pieces that keep bringing me out of the story. I do know a little more about Auburn's story now. When she was 15 years old, she lost someone very important to her and she's kind of had to carry this grief throughout her life. It's been 5 years since then, but you can tell it still really is holding something over her. I do really love the art concept of this book. You get to see pictures of some of Owen's artwork, which I thought was a really cool addition to the story. I like what's happening between them so far, but you can definitely tell that there's something that Owen is hiding. I don't know if it's necessarily as bad as it's making it out to be, but there's definitely some secrets happening in this book. I can't wait to figure out what they are. It's very Colleen in that way. I like where it's going. I'm ready to finish it.
I still can't decide who I want her to end up with, which I kind of love that Jenkins has made it to where like you love both of these guys and you really can't pick like who you want her to be with. Either way, whoever she picks, I'm going to be emotionally heartbroken for the other one. Right. I also really like the pacing of this book. Rather than the chapters being then and now, it's kind of like divided into really important sections of her life. So Jesse has come back. Sam, he has to find it in him to let her figure out what it is that you need to do. Like if you still have feelings for him, you can't be with me too. Sam is such a sweetheart, but clearly he's heartbroken.
So far, we are enjoying these books. Great picks. We're gonna try to just finish the rest of the book before our next update so we can come to you with our final thoughts. It is now 1:04 p.m. We finished the books. First book of the day, out of the way. I finished a little bit before you, just because your book was longer. But we did it. First book done. I did really enjoy this story. There were so many things that caught me off guard that I just wasn't expecting. We know with Owen, he had some kind of secret, right? He was hiding something the whole time. He didn't want to tell Auburn. So we knew and we're waiting for that reveal. They had a whole bunch of other stuff I was not expecting. She didn't give us anything to believe other people were holding secrets, but they were. So I loved that. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil the overall story. I just really enjoyed it. If you read Colleen, it's just another good one. It's not necessarily one of my top favorites of hers, but it is, of course, a solid read. It was emotional. I did love it. 3.25 stars.
Taylor Jenkins' Reid did not disappoint. I knew she wouldn't. I'm very happy with the way that it ended. I was a mess when she made her decision, but it was one that I was like okay with. Taylor Jenkins kind of wrapped it up in this very valuable life lesson. I just appreciate getting to read that and like see her experience through that lesson, but it was completely heartbreaking and emotional. This is one of those stories that I automatically feel sad that I won't be able to like relive it for the first time again.
Yeah.
This one was 4.5 stars for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. My next pick is Neon Gods by Kate Robert. Katie? Kate? This one I have been seeing everywhere for a while now just because I've heard it's real spicy. The TikTok people love the spice. I've honestly been wanting to get this one for so long, and this video gave me the excuse to just go ahead and purchase it. All I know is this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I'm not too familiar with Greek mythology, so I think if I knew a little bit more, I would enjoy this a lot more because I already know they're gonna have so many names, Greek gods thrown at me, and I'm not gonna know their stories, but that's my fault. I'm still excited to go into it. I'm hoping it's just a dark romance, which I'm pretty sure it is.
So I decided to do The Silent Patient. Everyone has been telling me to read this one ever since I started to get into mystery thrillers. I know it's about a woman who kills her husband in cold blood. She hasn't spoken a word since then. And we are going to follow Theo, who is a criminal psychotherapist. He's basically just trying to get her to talk and uncover what happened. I'm really hoping this one is good. Like we say, mystery thrillers are such a hit or miss.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. We don't want to waste any time. Have a good chunk of these books read already. I'm liking it. How are you liking yours?
I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, good. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. I know a lot more about the story now. This takes place in an ultra modern day Olympus, which I really like because we're not having to read like an old time period. Persephone is currently trying to get away from the city. She's waiting till her 18th birthday so she can inherit all of the money and basically just escape Olympus and not have to worry about their corrupt political system. All of that is pretty much ripped away when her mother plans this engagement with her and Zeus, the god of all gods. He's awful. He is corrupt. He's a dangerous man, and he killed his past 3 wives. So Persephone is just not down for this. She ends up running away and falls into the hands of our beloved Hades. She makes a bargain with him. They basically hatch this plan to kind of just be together in the public eye so that Zeus doesn't want her anymore, but there's just hella spice like just thrown in here. So far, I don't know if I like Hades. He's not what I expected. He's too nice. He's too caring. He's too like mama bear type energy.
You wanted literal bad boy.
Yeah, and I thought that's what we were gonna get. But I'm not seeing this godlike energy from him, which is my only complaint so far.
So far, I'm really impressed with this story. I will say though, I wasn't expecting it to be in Theo, the psychotherapist's point of view. It's like mostly his, and then we kind of read Alicia through her journals or through her diary. Right off the bat, Theo is just very determined to uncover this case and to work with Alicia. I am listening to the audiobook while I'm reading this. I don't know why, but like English accents make books so much better. I have no idea where it's going, what's gonna happen. Theo's very weird. There's something wrong with Theo.
Something wrong with Theo. We're just gonna try to finish the rest of these books and tell you guys our thoughts afterwards. It's currently 6:58. We have finished our second book. We're doing good.
We are.
I'm feeling good. We're doing good. I think this was a solid read. It was just the opposite of what I was expecting, and that's okay. A little bit disappointed, but I mean, it was a good overall story. My main issue with this book was everything was a little too perfect, and sometimes I am looking for a book like that. Sometimes I don't want any like heavy emotional reading. I just didn't know that's what this was gonna be. It was really light. Everything was kind of just easy breezy. Everything was going according to plan.
Easy breezy, beautiful.
Easy breezy, beautiful. It was just a really sweet read. But if you're gonna say it's a Hades retelling, it wasn't giving that. If this man is supposed to be dangerous, I wanted him to be dangerous. So I think that's the only like disappointing part. Also, all the spice scenes that everyone's talking about, like I see it, but it was just so randomly thrown in that it kind of just didn't make sense sometimes. But a solid 3 stars. Just a decent read.
I was pleasantly surprised with mine.
Good.
I'm very happy with the way it ended. That plot twist, you guys. I was seriously like, what just happened? It definitely lived up to the hype. Everybody was right. It was so good. The plot twist was crazy. Definitely recommend listening to the audiobook. Just listening to those accents made the story. I swear, the accents get me every time. Once the story was uncovered, the whole reason on why she killed her husband, that whole story did make this entire book worth it. I did not at all see it going in that direction. Yeah. There's only been a few mystery thriller books that I've read where I have been like impressed. I just feel like a lot of times I can predict what's gonna happen, and this one I was way off. So good job, Alex Michaelides.
So we are 2 for 2 right now, kind of. We're 2 for 2.5. We're 2.5 for 2.
What?
Trying to say that we're both hits.
Oh,
but mine's a little less so.
Oh, mine was definitely 4 stars.
We're gonna get right into our next reads just so we can save as much time. The one I've probably been most excited for this video is The Awakening, the first book in the Zodiac Academy series. This one I've seen everywhere, right?
Yes.
And you're not even on like fantasy Booktok, and you've seen it.
Yep.
So you guys know this has been taking over. I've had this on my list for a while. I got this whole series as a graduation gift. I'm super grateful. I'm gonna be real, I have no idea what it's about, and I want to go into it like that. I know that it's a dark academia. I don't know if it's a romance. It's under like the fantasy genre, so I'm sure they're gonna have some kind of like magic abilities or something. It's kind of dense, so I'm hoping I could read as much as I can tonight and not have to read too much tomorrow, but I just have a feeling I'm gonna love it.
So I do want to read Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've had it on my shelf forever. I think it's friends to lovers and second chance romance. There's these 2 people, and when they were younger they became best friends, and then their friendship formed into an actual relationship. They became each other's first love. Something happened where they completely stopped talking, and 11 years later they run into each other. They realize there's still old feelings there. I guess we're gonna see what happened that broke them apart. I don't really love stories like that, just because most of the time it's like miscommunication. This book is so many people's favorite book.
Yeah, we're just gonna get started and we'll let you guys know, I guess, when we're halfway or a good chunk of the way in. Lighting's kind of crazy. So we are a good chunk into our books now. I know so much more about this story, and I was not expecting this to be basically the whole plot of Harry Potter, and I'm not mad at it. We're following 2 twin sisters, and it's the same concept. They're living in the mortal world. Everything's normal, trying to make it by day until someone basically comes to recruit them and lets them know, hey, you're actually not mortal. You are fae. There's this academy. If you graduate and prove yourself, you can access your parents' inheritance. They've left you a lot of money, and that's pretty much all they need. They're just trying to get by, and they're like, I mean, we have nothing to lose. You're saying we're gonna get money. Let's just go ahead and go. They get to go to this school, the Zodiac Academy, and it's so cool. Like, the world building already is so nice. When they get there, they realize that their parents were essentially legends, right? They were the last king and queen of this land, so the twins are the rightful heirs to the throne, and everyone up to this point thought they were dead. Ever since their true parents died 17 years ago, the 4 houses of the Celestial Council decided that they were going to rule together together in their place. So everyone's kind of threatened by them because they kind of just came out of nowhere, and now like everything that they stand for has kind of been threatened, and stuff gets crazy. It's so delicious. Yeah. I'm really liking it so far though.
So here we are, halfway through this book. Basically, her mom died when she was really young, and she left her dad with like this list. When Macy looks so tired after school that she can't even form a sentence, take her away from stress of her life. Find a weekend getaway that is easy and close that lets her breathe a little. Her dad literally bought a vacation home, and that's how she met Elliot. And Elliot was in this little closet where he was reading. Aww. Which is so cute. And this was like when they were 13, 14 years old. Both of them are such huge readers, which is so cute. Love and other words part comes through because they like constantly ask each other, what's your favorite word? Right now, Macy, she's much older now. She's a pediatrician, and she's with this guy that she like doesn't really love. Right away when she sees Elliot, she sees him at like a coffee shop. She's just really nervous. She doesn't want to say hi to him. She wants to run away, go to work, and he sees her.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She literally runs away from him. She still has feelings for Elliot, but whatever problem it was that broke them apart is clearly still bothering her.
But do you like it so far?
I do like it. It's really cute.
We're gonna keep reading, keep on trucking, and we'll stop whenever we stop and let you know what's going on in our book. It's currently midnight, 12:05, and we think we're just gonna call it a night here. We're like drained, and all we've done is read all day. I only have about 100 pages left, and I feel like that's a good place to stop. How many pages do you have left?
I have like 140.
Okay, yeah, so that's not too bad. We're like pretty much close to the end. So we're just gonna stop here. So our goal is to just save 2 hours for tomorrow morning to read. So we should be getting up and being ready at what, 7 a.m.? Which is gonna be a mess. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Currently 7:10, Thursday the 26th. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, it is 7 a.m. Who would have thought?
Wait, let me show you my cute coffee.
Nice.
I gotta have some coffee.
We finished 2 books yesterday. We're pretty much almost done with our third. We only have like 100 pages left each, so that should be a breeze. We have 2 hours left. I think we're gonna be done. We're just gonna get started, finish reading. Okay, it's currently 9:01 on Thursday the 26th, and we did it. So we both finished our third book, thank gosh, because I was kind of worried.
I'm very proud of us.
I'm proud of us. This is 3 books down that we hadn't read yesterday. I am just so thoroughly impressed with this first book, and I knew, because this is popular for a reason. It's just so hard to base a rating on like the first book of a series because it's the very start of the story. I know that there's so much more to go that it's hard for me to rate just the first one. You could call this enemies to lovers because they kind of are enemies. They're rivals for this throne. They very much are bullies. It's interesting because there's like multiple guys that I could see for the girls. So I'm wondering like who is going to be their love interest in the overall series. Out of the 2 twins, I do find myself liking Tori more, who I'm assuming is her love interest. I really like as well. So I'm excited. I want to know what's going to happen in the rest of the series.
You have completely sold me.
Oh, read it. It's good. For this one, I completely understand the hype. This is one of those book talk books where I actually feel like it should be there.
It's very rarely we feel that way.
Right, and this is one of them. So 4 stars. Brilliant.
It was really good, really cute. I understand. It's my fault for going into it
knowing you don't like
I don't like this specific trope. With that being said, for what it was a really cute story. The big thing that kind of tore them apart was pretty important. It wasn't so much just like, oh, you could have called her. It was much more complicated than that, so I do like that. For it being a Christina Lauren book too, I have read a few of their books. The Unhoneymooners, which I loved, and In Holidays, which was pretty good too. I do like this one as well. I'm thinking 3.5 stars for me.
That's not too bad. Yeah. You got 2 4s and a 3.5. I'm really proud of us.
Me too.
I'm glad we did this. Great picks though overall. Like none of these flopped.
Yeah.
So, no, okay, TikTok.
I literally enjoyed every single one. So that's going to be it for today's video. We did have a really fun time reading these popular TikTok books. If you have read any of these popular book talk books, let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts on them.
As always, we do of course put out new videos every Wednesday and Friday. So please, if you have not already, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Like I'm taking a nap now.
Oh my god, we're yellow.
It'll fix itself. Get your face out the thing. I'm like the idiot. Get your face out the thing.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it will help.
Dude, are they cutting the grass right now? 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. That's like
You count
6
like that?
hours.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever counted like that.
Like
You just don't count the 1 hour you're on. Like I've never done like 1 to 2, 2 to 3.
Few mystery thriller book. What?
Thriller. Alexa, play Thriller, Michael Jackson.